Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long was 1975. A using girls on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long Boys Bros 1975.
Hey YouTube, Long Boys Post 1975, and welcome back to another comic book video. This one is very apt indeed because I'm going to take a look at three or so issues, well no, three basically, not three or so Dave, three issues of the Christmas Beano. Why? Because I love the Beano, still as an adult. I bought my Christmas Beano today, this year's Christmas Beano, and it was £5.49. Which I'm pretty sure is not what AP adjusted for inflation now would be. But to be fair, it comes with a bunch of Christmas themed prezzies and tats. And I still love it. But I particularly loved the Christmas Beano when I was a kid. Again, loved the Beano as a kid. But combining, you know, the Beano and Christmas, my favourite time of the year, immense. Absolutely fantastic. And the Christmas Beano was an absolute highlight of the comic book calendar for myself, if you will. I loved it, but once upon a time, because look, every Thursday, once upon a time, literally, make it sound like a fairy tale, the Beano would come out on Christmas Eve, and those days were just like the best. I would sit there soaking up the Christmas ambience in front of the tree, in front of the fire also, Christmas telly on in the background, and just read it cover to cover, and it was just fantastic. But also slow torture, because that's what Christmas Eve was when you're a kid, waiting for Christmas Day. Anyway, somewhere I've got a whole bunch of them, like a wad that thick of Christmas Beanos, loads from before I was born, because if you watch my previous Beano video, you know that I've got a whole bunch of really old Beanos going back to the 60s. Anyway, number 2005, December 20th, 1980, every Thursday 8p. Dennis the Menace in Nashua. Christmas Day. What smashing Christmas presents? Pie Face, because it's mates with Pie Face in Curly. Like my new hat, it's a pie. I got a new ball. Nasher's got a bone. But oh no! We've forgotten someone. We've forgotten Rasher. Poor old Rasher. But look, he's got his stocking or sock on his tusk. But Nasher remembers, and he gives him a pencil sharpener to its softy boy, Walter, the guy who lives next door. The softest of all the softies. Can I even call him that now? Because this is politically incorrect, Beano, where Dennis used to get spanked when he misbehaved. And his dad would have a trophy cabinet of specific slippers to spank him with. But yeah, you're playing with fire here, Walter. It's not a pencil sharpener, it's a tusk sharpener. And there we go. So, Walter gets what, well, quite frankly, he had coming. And then on the back, Dennis gets an idea because he sees Walter's piggy bank, and he thinks, well, if people can have piggy banks, then pigs can have people banks. And he gives Rasher a Dennis piggy bank, which he stores his leaves in. Pieface gives him a pie filled with swill, and Curly gives him some curlers for his tail. I mean, gold, absolute gold. Thanks, kid, for writing on it, because this would not have been mine. Anyway, so like I said, as a kid, fantastic, because every strip was themed around Christmas. So Baby Finlayson. So this is the black, white and red strip, and obviously the cutest bandit around. He's a bandit, so he goes thieving at Christmas, but he falls short. Here we have the MCU of its time. Roger the Dodger. Loved Roger the Dodger. This is when he's back to one page. Before this he was on 2, then he went back to 1, then he went back to 2. But yeah, must get stockings to hang up for Santa. So he's going to pinch them from Ball Boy. He's going to nick his socks. Always cool to see Ball Boy drawn by someone else. So he sneaks in and he goes, I'll take these. And then he, you know, disguises the dressing room attendant. But you know, you're not the laundry man. Ba ba ha 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 ha. So long story short, he doesn't get any stockings. He does get washed down by an elephant. He wakes up on Christmas Day, socks everywhere. He shits his pants because he thinks, fuck, I got all these socks. After all, everyone thought I just wanted socks because I've been running around Beano Town thieving. And then his dad opens the door and says, ha ha ha, they're my socks. Here are your real presents. Because his dad outplayed him every single time, which you were Coco because it's his dad. But also, I used to love this as a kid. It really brought you into it because you got to remember, 5 years old at this point. You know, Merry Christmas, readers. Then we get to Minnie the Minx, who's rocking 2 pages, red, white and black. Look, are you getting the new Beano book for Christmas? 144 sparkling pages, all about your favourite Beano pals. Also, the Beano book would have a whole bunch of strips around it, themed around Christmas, because it came out late September, but was generally a Christmas present for quite a few people. It was a stocking filler, if you will, even though it wouldn't fit in a stocking. Anyway, Minnie's on the hunt for all her presents. She's even gone on the coal bunker, but that actually helps out Dad while she gets, you know, filthed up. Sounded awkward when I said it like that. Covered in shit. Sounded even more awkward. Cleans herself off in the bird bath, checks dog's house, but basically tires herself out, and then her dad takes her to bed, which is the one place she didn't look for presents. Merry Christmas, readers. Oh God, I love the Beano. Lord Snooty, not a massive fan as I mentioned before. Christmas themed, you know, I'm a rich kid hanging out with poor kids. How much fun can happen? But yeah, Ball Boy, always love Ball Boy. Favourite strip in the Beano Plus. Pay attention, current Beano. This is how you draw Ball Boy. This is the first Ball Boy artist. Then John Dallas is the second one, I believe, which is the guy who signed my Ball Boy picture, drew me a Ball Boy picture, then signed it for me and sent it in the mail. Maybe I'll make a video about that one day. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll get a white stick. But yeah, football's for everyone. Merry Christmas, Beano pals. Merry Christmas, Ball Boy. The Nibblers, you know, a family of mice. I think you can guess the shtick here. Not a massive fan of that. The Dennis and Menace fan club and Nash's fan club, when it used to be what? 20p? 2 badges. You tape a 20p coin to your letter with your address on and send it to them. Oh, there you go. I enclosed a 35p postal order. When I did it, I'm pretty sure you could literally send cash in the mail. And you get a vinyl wallet as a member of the Dennis and Menace fan club and these 2 badges. Googly Eye, Nasher, and I still have my tinned badge, but the eyes fell off Nasher. And if your letter got published, you win a Dennis jersey, which is really, really cool. I wonder if you've still got one and they're actually worth a fortune. But yeah, the Sanders letters page. But I'm pretty sure that if you want to join, it's the Beano fan club now, not the Dennis and Menace fan club, which is stupid. Traditions are traditions, or traditions be as traditions are, I should say. It's 35 quid or something, and that's yearly. I know. These things. Christ, the text was small back in these days. One of his pantomime the teacher will take us to see this year. See, obviously the Bath Street Kids was the only other strip that was in full colour. Again, I know it's full colour now and it's glossy, which I don't like. You could cut your wrists on those fucking pages. But just this newsprint quality and the fact that half of it was black and white, I loved. Anyway, I got to go and see the pantomime. And the Bath Street Kids is just... the artwork is phenomenal. And obviously, Cinderella. That's a joke. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cameo. MCU. Nasher's Tale. Always like this. Later on it became Nasher and Nipper because Nasher had a kid, didn't he? Well, he had loads of kids, but Nipper stuck around. And then all of a sudden, he just disappeared like he never existed. But I like Nasher's Tale. You know, got his own little spin-off from Dennis, which, you know, more often than not Dennis would appear in. Not sure why Dennis has got a haircut, but yeah, banging. Billy Lewis. Again, as a kid, I always thought he was an alien. Just turns out he's just a really fast kid. No one else in his family's fast. And he's got this weird hair thing, which I thought was a stalk, which made him, you know, an alien. I know, I was 5. Throw me a bone. Anyway, off he goes around the world looking for Christmas and shit. Look, it's Nessie. I love this as well. I'm not going to sit there and read every single one to you. You know, this isn't fucking Jack and Ori. What do you want? Smudge, you would not do this now, would you? Or do they do this now? I'm pretty sure he's not in it. But yeah, he was the kid who was always dirty. I mean, like, filthy. But yeah, not a massive fan of that. Nor was I a massive fan of Grandpa. But the thing is, whether they were popular or not, they would rotate these strips quite often. Obviously, the really, really, really popular ones would stick around indefinitely, such as Ball Boy, stuff like that, to the point where they would ruin them in later years. Pup Parade. Every one of the Bath Street Kids has a puppy equivalent owned by said Bath Street Kid. I actually really, really like this. I mean, lots of these, even though they don't show them anymore, do reappear in the Christmas annuals. But look, here you go, some other annuals by DC Thompson. Topper, Beezer, Beryl. Yeah, It was £1.35. These fun packed books are in your shops now. Get them and you'll be laughing. But yeah, Biffo the bear gets half a page. Biffo used to be the front character, the main boy of the Beano. How far he has fallen. There goes my dog, because don't walk in front of my house. We got a dog. But yeah, always felt a little bit sorry for him. Tom, Dick and Sally, see what they did there? Was never a massive fan of this. I'm saying there's more I dislike in this than there is more that I like. Jump cut there. Turns out my dog barks because someone who lives in this house just walked out in front of this house, and that was enough to set her off. But hey, never mind. Yeah, now I'll make it sound like I dislike more than I like, but the thing is, this is ever so slightly a few years before I started getting the Beano regularly, so like my love of characters was built up on ones that would appear ever so slightly, like literally maybe 3 years after these. But yeah, the Three Bears, guess what? Not a fan. We have another one to look at. What year is this? Oh, it's in the future because it's 10 pence. Keeping the, I love this, the original family, see it's not me, Dowling, because they would get it from their weekly from their local newsagent, and they would write the name on them. For I don't know what it is. I love stuff like that. I wonder if that ruins the value of comics. Obviously not the Beano, but you know, like ones that are valuable. I walked into that. You know what I mean? More collectible ones, because you can still buy rafts and rafts of early Beanos for like super cheap, and I recommend it. Anyway, number 2110, December the 25th. Did it really come out on December the 25th? Or did they mark it for that because that's what the Thursday would have been, but then bang it out the day before? Or did you literally have to wait till a couple of days after Christmas, because it wouldn't be open on Boxing Day, to buy your Christmas Beano? I don't know. That's quite an interesting point. Anyway, Christmas Eve, bit late Dennis. To be fair, I haven't finished my Christmas shopping yet. I'm off to get my Christmas presents for everyone, but there you go. Little softy boy Walter. Wow, not getting in there, are you? Harold's store. See what they did there? Of course not. That place is so high class. It's chauffeur-driven shopping trolleys. See, quite sharp, I feel, for a kid's comic. Quite sharp. He goes, I'm off over here. He's gone to the tip. Again, would they do that now? So, he gives his dad a pair of old stinky boots. Pretends they're plant pots. I admire his ingenuity. I'm not going to lie. He gives his dog some springs, who's like, what? But it's for catching trees, until, you know, hilarity ensues. Gives his mum some fish bones so she can use them as hair combs. I always thought as a kid that this was going to play out, that he was doing it deliberately, and then they just give him some money and he could buy nice presents, but it's not. And then he gives his pig a painting, but it turns out it's actual, you know, garbage encrusted on the picture, and then when he licks it off, it's like a Jackson Pollock or something, which he gets loads of money for, and he buys everyone a Christmas present, a decent Christmas present. Look, even Rasher, nice. Merry Christmas, one and all. Again, these smell absolutely phenomenal. Babyface Formation, the cutest bandit in the house. That's low, even by your standards, Babyface. Breaking into people's houses at Christmas. But it's alright, because they think he's a toy. He gets to spend Christmas with them. There you go. Roger the Dodger. I always preferred it when Roger the Dodger was in red, black and white, but they move them around for over the years, and also he should be back on 2 pages soon. But yeah, his mum's baking pies for Christmas. Mince pies, of course. The Christmas tree decorations. Playing pranks on people. Look, he hit, you know, holly on his dad's chair. I'm not sure why he's doing this, but look, see what I mean about politically incorrect? He has a collection of slippers. There you go. Do you like that decoration, Roger? No, not really. Winnie the Minx. 2 pages. The editor is always delighted to hear from readers. Please write to him anytime. This is true. This is true. I became a friend of his over a few years. He was I was a friend of his. I was a kid writing to a comic book. But he wrote back to me every time for years and years and years. I won't bore you with the story, but yeah. You never get that shit now. Anyway, Minnie the Minx. Christmas Eve. Cutting a fine rug. Again, I'm not going to read all of them in their entirety because this isn't Jack and Nori. Ask your parents or your carers to do that. Overseas readers, we can send Beano to you every week. The cost per year is £14.30, which should be said. £14.30 in 1982. Fucking hell. What's that adjusted for inflation? Like 100 quid or something? I don't know off the top of my head, but you know what I mean, that's expensive in 1982, global or not. Lord Snooty, reminding us that, you know, it's fun to hang out with rich kids when you're poor, because he's got cash and you haven't. Ball Boy, Christmas Day, football on Christmas Day, you lucky bastards. We have to wait to Boxing Day. But anyway, so he gets a remote control. That was the fascination. All these kids had remote control stuff. Football game. So that's what's actually happening on Christmas Day. But it runs awry. Because of course it does. Anyway, Merry Christmas, readers. The Nibblers again. See prior thoughts. Dennis the Menace fan club. Cool beans. Only UK and Ireland readers can apply. Yeah, you can pay £14.50 yearly, but you're not allowed to join the Dennis Menace fan club. That's our shit. The Bash Street kids, their poor headmaster. Why are they all still in school? Why haven't they been expelled? Anyway, making, you know, novelty shaped ice cream. Yeah, plain though, obviously. Smuggling onto the school bus. Oh no, wait, it's a snowman. Plug pulling his teacher. Pretty sure that's child abuse, but yeah. Oh look, he smashes through a sign because he hates the winter is the point. Now he looks like it's summer. Billy Whiz, Nash's Tale, again. Loved a bit of Nash's Tale. I gotta be honest, even as a kid, Billy Whiz got pretty old pretty quickly. Because I mean, I know the shtick is rinse and repeat, but even by his standards. Smudge again, look at the decorative banner, if you will. A very Merry Christmas. I imagine most of the jokes would be at Christmas. Here you go, I'll give you some soap. Yeah, look, I called it. Grandpa. He's been dead for years now by this point. Sorry. Pup Parade again. Oh, look, this time they actually meet Santa. And they pull his sleigh. See what I mean? Well, it's the Bash Street kids' pups, but they let them live homeless in an alley. Anyway, Little Plum. Do Native American Indians celebrate Christmas? According to this, they do. There you go, the Beezer, Topper, and Dennis the Menace, because he started getting his spin-off annuals, didn't he? Tom, Dick and Sally, and Three Bears. Again, not a massive fan of these two strips, but I do adore the red, white and black colouring. I wonder how it worked. I mean, obviously only the front, back and centre pages, almost said scent spread, then awkward, would be colour, but same family. I wonder how it worked for what was red, white and black. Anyway, you can put these up. Christmas decorations. Softly Walter. December 24th. Christmas Eve. Banger. 1983. I would have been getting it at this point. 2,162. You can put these up. So he puts them up on Walter because that's what happens when you live next door to the world's softest boy. He. Now for some more fun with these. Wonderful stuff. Fake snow, puts it on his mum so she wakes up and thinks he's gone grey. Fantastic. Christmas dinner. You're not the time to prank your dad, is it really? Because let's be honest, as fun as that is, I'd rather eat the turkey. But that's old me, not ickle me. But they ran away and the papers... Do we still get these? We used to make them ourselves. The paper strings catch them. But then later on his dad shows him his illuminated slipper. I've decided to put up more decorations. See what I mean? Can't do that now because we're all pussies. Again, it smells fantastic. Babyface Mason, the cutest bandit around. More Christmas fun ensues. Come on, take a day off, mate. It's Christmas. Splat. But it's alright because the old Bill's there. Then you got Roger. I'm waiting for the postman. It's him. But his mum knows he's going for the presents. I can tell you how this one is ending now. So she trips him up. It's going to be the Beano book, isn't it? Yep, it's the Beano book. And she hid it in his school bag, which is the one place he would never look to find it. Minnie the Minx. These are starting to play out exactly the same with Minnie, aren't they? I'm assuming she's still looking for her presents, but yeah, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, readers. Merry Christmas. I think this one might be missing some issues. Lord Snooty, Grandpa, then my thoughts on them. Oh, the Beano comic libraries. So they were around in 1983. I have a ton of these still. They were always in like racks in newsagents, or those spinny racks, you know, the racks that spin. Walked into that one that you would get when you like in seaside towns on holiday, and it was, if you loved the Beano character, you'd have a whole little book dedicated to that character. So you'd have like a, a kind of US style format comic book, you know, like thinking like a Spider-Man issue where instead of just 1 or 2 pages, the entire book was devoted to that character. Don't know why I described that. Pretty sure you understand what that is. And only round about twice the price, roundabout it is twice the price of the weekly comic. Pup Parade, more Christmas shenanigans. Little Plum down again to half a page. Again, this is the adult with me, so don't judge me too much. But snowing, you're a Native American Indian, but there we go. And yours for that. I had these. Never had that. Never got. I always got the Beano and the Dandy for Christmas, and sometimes Victor, book for boys, Whizzer and Chips. What was the elephant one and the ghost? Can't remember. You know the one I mean. Buster. Never got the Bash Street Kids for some reason. But yeah, how much are these? £2 each. Bash Street Kids, £1.85. Why? Why is it 15p cheaper? Tom, Dick and Sally and the Three Bears. That's it. Yeah, so not sure why that one was so short, and it's a shame that I could only find 3 of them, and I know I just skirted through them really, really quickly, but I had to show them just because Christmas Beano, because it's Christmas, and the Christmas Beano was such a big part of my childhood, as he stands up with cramp. So, anyway, as always, I love to know what I think, especially if you read the Beano back in the day, and particularly loved it at Christmas. Thank you very much for watching. A Merry Christmas, readers. See what I did? And I'll see you later.